Something's shifting behind the scenes at Celtic, and one major investor just made a quiet move that's raising eyebrows. In today's video, we will take a closer look. Not only that, we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Celtic have been urged to show real ambition in the January transfer window, or risk losing manager Brendan Rodgers at the end of the season. Rodgers is currently in the final year of his contract, and while open to extending his stay, he's made it clear that certain conditions must be met, primarily being backed to build a team capable of competing on the Champions League stage. The summer transfer window was a sore point. Despite his progress, Rodgers wasn't fully backed. Frustrations grew as key positions remained under strength, and a tabloid briefing against him led to an internal row. Sky Sports pundit Don Goodman has now warned that January will be pivotal. Brendan Rodgers and the fans are not satisfied with just dominating domestically. Brendan has always been ambitious. You remember the way that he left Celtic the first time. It was a manager who wanted to push himself. He won the FA Cup and wanted to do just what he wants to do with Celtic, compete in the Champions League. The only way the board can keep him long term is to match that ambition. When the January window comes around, if they don't do that, there's every chance he won't be the manager next season. The Celtic board now face a defining test. While domestic success remains crucial, Rodgers' European ambitions are clear, and whether they are matched in January could determine if he remains in charge beyond the summer. Now for the main story, as investment firm Lindsell Train has reduced its shareholding in Celtic Football Club by 0.69%, equating to 750,000 shares. The change, confirmed on the 14th of October, sees the firm's voting rights fall from 16.39% to 15.70%. Despite this drop, Lindsell Train remains Celtic's second largest shareholder. The firm, known for taking long-term positions in strong global brands, has held a significant stake in Celtic for years. However, its presence has not been without criticism. Groups such as the Celtic Trust have voiced concerns about the influence of financial institutions in the club's ownership structure, particularly those without an emotional or sporting connection to Celtic. Back in 2021, then chairman of the Celtic Trust, David Lowe, said, "I know Fergus McCann had concerns about a hostile takeover, the fact that Celtic's share ownership profile is being controlled by two shareholders, Dermot, who I mentioned earlier, and an investment company called Lindsell Train. Lindsell Train are professional investors. They have no emotional investment in Celtic. Their investment in Celtic is designed to make money for their unit holders. They've bought Celtic shares because they expect to make money, and if the price was right, they'd sell. That's a concern. That control is vested among two shareholders. Dermot is an emotional investor because Celtic shares haven't exactly been a good investment. Most of the shareholders are Celtic supporters who've bought shares to own a part of Celtic, not to make money." Lowe continued. "The shares have performed incredibly poorly since Fergus McCann left. They've lost around 60% of their value. It does make you wonder why Lindsell Train have bought 18% of Celtic in the last few years. The reason could be jurisdictional change. They're betting on Celtic ending up in a more lucrative league, like a British league or an Atlantic league, where revenues could quadruple. While Lindsell Train's involvement is often seen as a vote of confidence in Celtic as a commercially strong brand, the gradual reduction in shares, however small, raises questions among supporters about the firm's long-term intentions. This comes amid a backdrop of supporter unrest, boycotts and protests, making the timing of the reduction all the more significant. In other news, Celtic fans got a timely reminder on Tuesday night that letting Adam Idah go might have been the right call after all. Now at Swansea City, the former Celts loanee had a golden chance to score for the Republic of Ireland against Armenia, but couldn't convert. Played clean through with just the keeper to beat, Idah's effort was palmed away. The commentator gave the goalkeeper credit, but the truth is, it was a miss any international striker should have finished. Ireland went on to win 1-0 thanks to an Evan Ferguson goal. Moments like that highlight why Celtic were happy to accept Swansea's offer late in the summer window. Idah had made a strong first impression during his loan spell in Glasgow, scoring crucial goals, connecting with the fans, and looking like a solid signing. But once the move became permanent, his form dipped. Celtic had paid around £9 million to bring him in from Norwich City. When Swansea came knocking, the board saw a chance to recover much of that and took it without hesitation. The only mistake? Not having a replacement lined up. Their last-minute move for Kasper Dolberg fell through when the Dane chose a return to Ajax. Luckily, Sevilla terminated Kelechi Iheanacho's contract in the final hours of the window, giving Celtic a lifeline. The Nigerian has shown flashes of quality since arriving, but is still building full sharpness, something Brendan Rodgers and his staff are working on. Meanwhile, Ida continues to search for confidence and consistency. For those still questioning the decision to sell, that miss against Armenia felt like proof that Celtic made the right call. Still, his time in Glasgow won't be forgotten. Ida played a key role in Rodgers' first full season back, scoring vital goals on the road to the title, including his rebound in the Scottish Cup final, a moment that will forever link him with Celtic's history. In other news, former Celtic winger Nicholas Kuhn is enduring another frustrating start, this time in Serie A with Como. Much like his spell in Glasgow, where it took nearly 6 months to find consistency before delivering some standout goals, Kuhn is again taking time to settle. The German forward joined Como in the summer after flashes of brilliance at Celtic, but he's yet to record a goal or assist in 5 appearances for the Italian club, who currently sit 8th in the Serie A table. Kuhn debuted against Lazio and has since made several substitute and starting appearances, but was left out entirely against Atalanta. Como's attack has struggled for creativity, and Kuhn, brought in to inject flair, hasn't yet delivered. It's still early days, but he'll need to rediscover form quickly to avoid falling out of favour, just as he did during his inconsistent final months at Celtic. Lastly, former Celtic boss Ange Postecoglou could soon see one of his closest coaching allies land in Glasgow, but in the opposing dugout. According to growing reports from journalist Alan Nixon, Kevin Muscat is closing in on the Ibrox job, with talks progressing between the club and the Australian, who previously served as Postecoglou's assistant at Melbourne Victory and with the Australian national team. Muscat and Postecoglou share a long-standing connection. Muscat was Ange's right-hand man at Melbourne Victory before taking over when Postecoglou left. The same pattern followed at Yokohama F. Marinos, where Muscat again replaced the future Celtic boss and went on to win the J-League title in 2022. He also joined Ange's coaching staff for the 2017 FIFA Confederations Cup, working alongside the Socceroos as part of a 3-man assistant setup. Despite rumours in 2021 that Muscat could follow Postecoglou to Celtic Park, those links were quickly dismissed. Now, a few years later, he could be making his mark in the opposite dugout. With Steven Gerrard pulling out of the running after a series of talks, Ibrox have turned to Muscat, who is currently managing Shanghai Port in China. He is chasing the Chinese Super League title and wants to see out the final 4 games of the campaign before making any move to Scotland.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.